Hello, welcome back to Casablanca, first episode of Season 3. In this episode, I will be talking about Vivarium, which I can almost guarantee that you've never heard of. I only know about it because a friend told me about it. And I like it. This was my second time watching it. There are essentially only 3 characters, and in retrospect, it was probably a mistake to start with this movie or to even cover it at all. Not because, it's bad, I regret watching it or anything. I recommend it. I've been recommending it to people for like a couple years now. The reason I say it's probably a mistake to cover this movie is because, as my friend who told me about it said, it's best to go in blind. She wouldn't tell me anything about it. She didn't tell me what it's about, what kind of movie. She didn't even tell me what genre it was. I will say it's like a psychological thriller type movie. I only say that because that's the way Wikipedia describes it. I wouldn't describe it like that. Honestly, I don't know how I would describe it. I wouldn't know what genre to put it in. I will say it is very unique. It is an original movie. I don't think it's based on anything. It was directed by Lorcan Finnegan. Starting off the season with names I can't pronounce, including Imogen Poots. Imogen Poots? I don't know. She was in V for Vendetta and 28 Days Later, among other things. It also has Jonathan Aris, who was in Sherlock, Black Mirror, and Rogue One. And Jesse Eisenberg, he was in Social Media, The Social Network, and Zombieland. He's the only person in this movie I've ever heard of. Based on the film credits of the other people in this movie, I have a feeling that I should know them, but I don't. And I hate that 3 seasons in, I'm still struggling to pronounce people's names. The director, however, this is the only movie I've ever heard of from him. And, I only know about it, like I said, from a friend. He has a new movie out. Actually, Vivarium came out in 2019. He has a new movie that's out. I don't know if it's out. It's a 2024 movie. It's called The Surfer. I don't know what it's about. I don't know what any of his movies are about except this one. And even though I've seen it twice, I can't even really tell you what it's about. Not only because I don't want to spoil anything about this movie, including the plot, but I also can't tell you what it's about because I don't know what it's about. This movie is so bizarre and out there and kind of crazy, but in a very good way. It kind of leaves you guessing, and the plot twist at the end, kind of what's going on. You kind of find out in a way what's going on and why all of this is happening, but I think it leaves more questions than it answers. It's one of those where I feel like if any other studio or any other filmmaker had made it, they probably would have made a sequel trying to explain the backstory, trying to explain the world that's going on and all the behind the scenes stuff, because there are times that it's very explicitly said in the movie there are things going on behind the scenes, but you don't know what's going on. You don't know who's behind this. You don't know anything, and the film, it explains to an extent, but it doesn't really go into details, which I think is good. I think if it had fully fleshed out the mystery and solved everything, it would be okay, that was underwhelming. It probably would be underwhelming. It probably wouldn't be as memorable. The fact that it leaves most of it still a mystery and leaving you with more questions probably is for the best, because that it, like I said, like I've seen it twice now. And of course, I only saw it the second time because I had to watch it for this. But I probably would have watched. I've been wanting to watch it again anyway. So like this was like a good excuse to watch it again. So normally with these episodes, I would talk more about the movie, but I like I said, I don't want to talk about the story at all. I will say that the film at the beginning, before everything starts to happen, it really shows that like they're a fun couple. The couple that are in the movie, like Jesse Eisenberg, and then Imogen Poots. I don't know. I hate that I don't know how to pronounce her name because I can see that she's got a lot of credits. She's not like she's not a nobody actor. She's been in a lot of things, but I've never heard of her before, and I hate that I can't pronounce her name. But they play a couple in this movie, and the film, like the first time you see them interacting, you can tell they're a fun couple and they have fun together, and that gets. Oh, well, I was about to spoil stuff. Not really a spoiler, but like my friend said, like it's best to go in completely blind, and I've given you more details than she gave me. I mean, she literally just said, "Just watch it. Don't ask questions. Just watch it. I can't tell you anything. I wouldn't tell you anything. It's best to just go in not knowing anything. Don't even watch the trailer." I haven't watched a trailer for it, but she told me not to watch a trailer for it, and I think I took that too literally because even after I watched the movie, I didn't watch the trailer. But I'm guessing the trailer would give stuff away. Like if I assumed if there, I was gonna say if there's a trailer. I assume there's a trailer. Most movies have a trailer at least, especially 2019. Yeah, now that I've actually, so I literally only have one note for this movie, and it was what I just said. Film makes it obvious they're a fun couple. That's the only note I wrote because once the movie actually got going, I was like, anything I say past this point will be a spoiler, because I don't even want to say like the type of story it is. Hey, future me here. I'm currently editing, and I thought I would take the opportunity to actually watch the trailer. Yeah, don't watch a trailer even. Wait, don't even watch the trailer. That's what I meant to say. It basically gives the whole movie away except for the plot twist. So yeah, avoid the trailer. Go in blind. So the film is on Netflix, and it's an hour 40 minutes long. So it's easily accessible. It's not that long of a movie. It's about average length for a movie. So you can go on Netflix, watch it real quick, and yeah, like I do recommend it. Oh, Netflix has it as the genres are sci-fi, horror, mystery, and Irish. It's Irish is a genre, I guess. Let's see. I just tapped on the Irish genre. Oh, there's only 9 films in the Irish genre. Vivarium, Puffin Rock, The Miracle Club, Singin' Street, Freud. I know his name. Sigmund Freud. I had to say his full name to get it right. Freud's Last Session, The Siege of Judotville. I probably way pronounced that wrong. Rebellion, Angela's Christmas, and Angela's Christmas 2. She had a second Christmas. Actually, let's see. 2018 and 2020. She had a Christmas 2 years later during the pandemic. But anyway, yeah. Vivarium. It was Irish, I guess. According to Wikipedia. No, according to Spotify. According to Netflix, a very different streaming service. Yeah, Wikipedia has it as science fiction psychological thriller. So, I'm I'm trying to think of a movie to compare it to be like, if you like this, you will like that. But like, I can't. I can't think of anything to compare it to. I'm sure there are movies to compare it to, but like, I can't compare it to anything. I've seen a bunch of movies. I literally can't compare it to anything to say, like, if... Okay, I will... What's the synopsis on Netflix? Okay, I feel like the description on Netflix is a little spoilery too, even though the thing that it describes in the description happens at the very beginning. I feel like, you know what? It's 2 lines. It's technically 1 sentence, but it takes up 2 lines on the mobile version. It says, while exploring a new housing development, a young couple finds themselves trapped in a labyrinth of identical houses. And that's as much of the plot as I'm going to give away. Just watch it. That's all I can say. Now that I'm here and I've recorded this much, I'm starting to kind of regret making this an episode, but at least it's the first episode of the season. So just get the first episode. It's probably the shortest one. This is practically a mini-sode, but I will say I highly recommend it. It is a weird movie. It won't make any sense. Even at the end, they'll by the end you'll have some answers but more questions. And you'll still be confused. I watch it when I watched it the second time, knowing how it ends, I was still confused. So if you're into that sort of thing, I recommend watching this. And so that is the end of the first episode of season 3. And I've decided that instead of I spent the first 2 seasons trying to think of a closing line for the episodes instead of saying I'm just going to end the episode right here. I got tired of doing that. I hated doing that. I wanted to do a movie-based closer to end each episode, but I couldn't think of anything. I wanted to, since it's Casablanca, and I even did Casablanca as the last episode of season 2. I was thinking, here's looking at you, kid. But I'm like, that's cliche. That's kind of cheesy too. But I decided a closing line for each episode. It's only two words, very short, very simple, also movie based. So I think from now on I'm going to end each episode with and cut.